Welcome to 305 Radio Season 2, Episode 1. We are here with Fabian Martinez of Esquina De Abuela. And if you don't know about Esquina De Abuela, it's magic.
It's a magical place.
It's a magical place. It's actually one
Coined
of the...
by Drea.
It is one of the most interesting cultural centers in Miami. And it's something that definitely needs to be spoken about. We previously had Fabian on the show last season, which was it was many moons ago. A lot has changed, so this is like round 2 for you. What's up, Fabian? How you doing?
Doing good. Thank you for having me back.
Well, thank you for having us, actually.
Yeah, we're here live at Esquina De Abuela.
You're at Esquina this time.
We are here. We're not. Oh man. We are not at a recording studio. We're mobile, so today we are recording live at the magical place called Esquina De Abuela.
With a nice breeze, nice summer day.
It's a great Miami day though.
It is a great Miami day.
There was a little thunder and lightning, but that's only like for a block. That's a block away, and then it disappears.
Goes away.
But yeah, man. So what's good? How's everything? Talk to us.
Oh man, it's incredible. Like from our first interview to now, so much has happened.
I can imagine. Well, shit. Let's start off with. Tell us about Esquina De Abuela. What is Esquina De Abuela?
Who are you and what do you do?
Who am I? Okay, so Esquina De Abuela is a project that I kind of thought of doing, and I never really understood in what direction it was going. It wasn't like a master plan. It just kind of started happening step by step. But Esquina De Abuela is my grandmother's old house, and right next to it was her business. So she used to do tapiceria, muebles and stuff like that, upholstery. So imagine now, like, purchasing her home and turning it into a cultural center that now, after all these years, it's respected by people from Miami, people from international, domestic. So for me, it's just like I'm blown away with the whole space and the acceptance it's had from our local community, nationwide community and international people. So at this point, we have over 76 graffiti artists that have put artwork on our walls. I would say about 80% of them actually stayed here and slept here. So, we're kind of an art residency by housing all these artists. During COVID, there were artists that couldn't go back home, and we housed them. That was an amazing experience as well. At this point, we've done 31 or 32 music videos.
Wow.
With a lot of, famous celebrity names that we know, and a lot of also people that maybe we don't know as well. But, each one of them is special to me. I would say over 120, 30 events. And the beautiful thing is to have so many events with, 10, 20, 30, 100, 200, 600 people when we had West Side Gun here for Art Basel last year. And to say that we've never had any violence. Nobody's got slapped, nobody got punched, nobody got stabbed, nobody got shot. You know what I'm saying? And we're in the
No
middle.
rah-rah Miami shit,
No rowdy. It's just like when people come here from the beginning, I let them know, like, this is a sacred space. This is an altar. It's dedicated to my grandmother. So when we share that with anybody that's promoting the space and they share with other people that we understand the vibe at this place, if you want to get rowdy, go somewhere else. This
It's
place
magical.
is Esquina De Abuela.
There's something about it. It just, you walk in and you're in a different part of the world. I mean, it's not even, if you've traveled to a lot of different places throughout the country and the world, wherever you've traveled to, Esquina De Abuela is nothing like it. It's like it's like a pennant, like a clean pennant.
Like pennant.
I'm saying, yeah. It's like that the crossroads for travelers, for graffiti. It's the Underground Railroad.
I like that.
No, but you've had a lot of great events here, and you don't only limit it to music events, right? What types of events do you have here?
Women empowerment events, open mics, shows just on artwork that gets hung up.
Yoga.
Yoga,
yeah.
Day yoga, night yoga. We've had sambo healing. We've had maracames, which are, I guess the word would be like kind of shamans of Mexico come here and do limpias on people, drum ties. We've had fire eating classes. I mean, you name it. Like anything that's good for the community, anything that's innovative. Oh, we had, you know what? The other day we had a young lady come here to take her 15 pictures. That was
wow.
dope. That was
That's
a
wild.
first. You know, growing up, you would go do your 15s at Vizcaya. Now all of a sudden, this young lady wanted to come do her 15 pictures at Esquina. That was amazing.
It's dope.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's different.
She was here with her mom. You know, that was cool. And you know, the photographer did a great job. So
That's dope. That's really dope. I mean, and I know that, with everything that's happened with Esquina, from inception to fruition, you know, you've had a variety of people to come through. What's been the most impressive? The one that caught you off guard when you saw who walked through those doors?
man, that's a hard one. The thing is, I'm not really starstruck. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of times people don't even know I'm the owner, because for me it's important to get BTS. And I know there's a lot of people getting BTS, but I want my own BTS. So, you know, at any point, any of these celebrities come through, I'm with my camera just recording like the whole thing. Not just them, just like, you know, the people behind the scenes, everything. For me, whenever we do a music video, that's when we get usually the biggest celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that the most impressive thing, it's not just the outcome of the music video, it's the whole production. Everybody, you know, the team of 10, 20, 30 people making this thing happen. So I really love recording that.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see. Gunplay, you know, he's local. He was very down to earth. He chopped it up, you know. I really liked his vibe, you know what I'm saying? He's Carol City. I grew up in Hialeah.
I know you had Kodak here.
I had Kodak. Kodak liked the place so much, he came here 3 times. The third time they told me, yo, he asked for the spot. So that's impressive. And he's you know, he's pretty down too, you know.
That's dope. That's dope.
So.
Now, just one of the things I wanted to talk about, since we mentioned Kodak, right, is you try to incorporate local artists to be a part of anything with Esquina. Like, for instance, the Kodak video, one of the videos that it looked like he was in Jamaica, but he was here.
Right. I think that was Z Looks Jamaican. That was the music video he did here. And when you look at it, everybody thinks he went to Jamaica, you know, to do that music video. And that was right here at Esquina De Abuela.
That's dope.
I've partied here at night, so I know exactly what you're talking about. It takes you to a whole other place.
Absolutely.
I think Moneybag Yo did one here too, and it was the same thing. It's like it looked like he was landing in Jamaica, and it was here.
That's crazy. And I know. What about what's the influence that this place has had with local artists, like painters, graffiti artists? What's been some of the cross pollination per se?
Yeah, I think that's one of the most important things about Esquina De Abuela, that I guess a lot of people call it a portal or a meeting ground. So it's just, you get there's so many amazing people that I've dealt with from Miami on individual basis that I just sometimes assume they know each other. Like, yo, you're so dope, they don't know each other. And then because Esquina's tapped into all of them, whenever we have an event, all these people come here and now they get to connect. So it's like somebody from the graffiti world talks to, like, you know, somebody that does bass, and somebody that does, you know, sound engineering meets somebody that does cleansing. And then, you know, there's a person that does a massage therapist, and, you know, she's meeting somebody else that does visuals. You know, it's just the crossing of so many different, and not only the people that are local, but then, you know, I also bring people from different parts of the U.S. and international, so then they get to mix with the locals. And then when I see that, you know, I love knowing people met here and then they went off and did amazing things.
Did something great, huh?
You
Awesome.
know? Or somebody comes in and tells me, oh, you know, my first time I did a show was here. My first time vending was here. My first time launching my product was here. You know, there's a young lady that does this product called Blunties. Mm-hmm. You know?
I like the sound of that.
Right?
Yeah, it's a dope thing to put your blunts in, for you to smoke in. And you know, and it's amazing because she told me, like, I started here, like, you know, when she started, and now she's doing really well, and it's a great product. She's a great person, her and her man. And yeah, just simple things like that, you know, like and we receive people here that show up walking, show up off the bus.
Mhm.
You know, some people show up off, a regular car. Some people show up a Maserati or a convertible Bentley, and everybody understands that when we come in here, like,
Yeah, it's all for one, but one love, right?
yeah, we here on some humble shit, you know, like we don't really get too many people here in heels and suits. That's not the vibe. You could wear the suit somewhere else. You could wear the heels somewhere else. This is more of a humble bohemian vibe, and and we get to mix people that usually wouldn't be mixed. And sometimes we mix events. Sometimes I double book by mistake, wink, wink, and then I mash up these different cultures, and it turns out great,
works out
and
in the
everybody
end.
loves it.
It's amazing though. That's like the best mistake. That's like it's not even a mistake. It's like the universe making it happen.
You know what it is? We all think we're so different, and we're, in different classes, and at the end of the day, we're all just very the same.
And even political stuff, we've had political conversations here. Movimiento San Isidro, since last year, before they really, won their award for that Patria Vida or got more attention, we were already working with them. We've been working with them for over a year now. And Movimiento San Isidro is it's a movement of Cuban artists standing up against the Cuban, dictatorship. So to tap into that, to tap into the
activism and everything,
Yeah,
because
the
there's so many
activism.
people that have a voice, and you're providing a platform for that.
Yeah, that's the best thing. What is it I have? A platform.
Yeah.
I have a location. I have a platform. So if anybody has anything positive that's beneficial to our community, the answer is always yes.
Gotcha, man. I mean, I think that I've been here so many times, man, and it's such a dope vibe. I've seen events from whatever it looks like a gypsy meetup to hip hop from Cali coming through, and then you have
Or a rock band.
a rock band coming out.
Yeah.
You had the boxing, Rumble in the Bronx, the
Rumble in Miami.
And
Rumble
then
in Miami,
yoga.
exactly.
So it's real cool
I mean,
to
a
see
lot
you
of
do
dope
that.
things happen here, man. No,
Cacao
and
ceremonies. You know what I'm saying?
one of the last events I had seen here there was a Spanish hip hop event, and they were having an MC battle. Yeah, so I think the airplane's a little loud now. I mean,
That's our commercial break.
This is our commercial
This
break. Thank you
commercial
for
break has
tuning
been
in.
played by American
do you
Airlines.
like toothpaste? We're selling it. Thank you. All right, so there was this event here where it was an MC battle where there was prize money and everything. They were streaming, and it reminded me of like the old school MC battles that we had here in Miami, where you had Recognize, shout out to H2O. You had Serum, the artist Serum. He was a monster back then. Shout out Serum.
He's been through here many times.
Yeah,
as
Serum's
well.
a resident
He's
here.
a
He's
regular.
Resident,
Practically,
artist
man.
and resident.
I'm saying, so it was very reminiscent of that when we were all younger and we were doing, that it was that 90s hip hop.
Rawness.
shit.
It was raw, but it was dope to see that was naturally happening, but in another language. You know what I mean? And it was legit. The only thing that changed was the year. That's the only thing that changed. The year and the language. It was beautiful. It was super dope. So I know that you don't only do these events. You do fundraisers for all these national causes that they come up.
I mean, I think one of the things we did, we were proud of course, helping out Cuba with Movimiento San Isidro. I know Nicaragua had an issue a while back ago, and we were able to collect for Nicaragua. When New Orleans NOLA had an issue, we did a hip hop for NOLA, and we raised funds for New Orleans as well, together with Queen Yonashada. Legacy was part of that as well. So to be able to use the location for other fundraisers, like I think we did like 2 or 3 of them for Green Haven.
Green Haven project in Overtown.
Yeah. I love what they're doing over there. So to me, it's an honor to continue to work with them, as I know Drea has worked with them as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just nice to be part of something that's positive for 305, because the old Miami, little by little, is fading away.
I was
you
going
know?
to say, you guys have the same issues in Overtown and here in Allapattah with the gentrification and everything that's going on, and you guys seem to be battling a lot of the same issues, trying to establish and also preserve what's already there with the history of Miami. So can you talk to me a little bit more about that?
Well, I mean, with this influx of people from California, New York, Chicago, Boston, with this whole crypto rush,
Coming down.
it's a great thing, but at the same time, there's certain downsides to it, which I think nobody expected for it to be so quick. Miami's become so popular now that you have people from New York and California coming over here, and when they look at our rent, a year ago it was cheap. So they came here and they start, if something was $1,500, they're like, we'll give you $1,800. And they just started to, bring up, because of the demand, they started to bring up the prices. And it's become very difficult for certain people in Miami to continue to pay those prices. So, there's a rise in homelessness.
Yeah, there's displacement everywhere.
You have families moving in, overcrowded. It's become very difficult for many people to live here. I have friends that had to move away from Miami just because it was, getting unaffordable. And, and Esquina De Abuela, since 2019, we got our first graffiti NFT ever.
Awesome.
So that was very innovative of us. I had no idea what we were doing, but I'm like, let's go, let's do it.
Congrats, guys.
That is dope.
So
what blockchain is that NFT?
That's through Counterparty on Bitcoin.
Nice.
So that one's selling for some ridiculous amount that, it still hasn't sold because we're targeting 2 different billionaires so they could purchase it and be part of what we're building. Like, be part of like what Esquina De Abuela is doing, and to tap into all the other things that we tap into, all the other nonprofits, all the other people that are really trying to put in for the city, and for the people that, all the struggling artists and vendors that are trying to get to that next level. So I think through selling that NFT, we have a plan of putting money, $10,000 into the hands of 100 different people. I think if we were, when we do this, I think it's going to be a big game changer. Because being down here at Esquina De Abuela on a ground level, I've tapped into so many people that are doing great things that just need help. Mm-hmm. And I think through Esquina De Abuela, this will be a place where we could funnel a certain amount of money and get it into the right hands, because it's really important. It's really, really important for us to keep Miami alive. Right. We can't, anybody that comes from out of town, you're welcome, but they can't, ruin our culture. The fact that Miami is so cool is because of the diversity of the people that have been living here for the past, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Mm-hmm. And people could come over here, but don't try to change us.
Fact.
Old Miami's still gonna
big time
be here and run shit.
Amen.
Amen, right?
Amen to that.
Let's pause real quick. One thing I think we kind of glazed over in because we know this place, we love this place. So we just need to know, for those that don't know, I want to educate those that don't know. What does Esquina De Abuela mean?
Okay, Esquina De Abuela means grandmother's corner. My grandmother, grew up with 14 brothers, a tough cookie. She fought in the Cuban Revolution, in the Sierra Maestra up in the mountains with Fidel Castro, Che Guevara, all these guys. She believed in their lies like many others did. But then eventually she saw that they started to switch up, and she fought against them, the Contra-Revolución. So that's just the story behind Esquina De Abuela, Grandmother's Corner. This is in honor of my grandmother and how tough she was, that she didn't fear any man, and she was willing to fight for her country, for her people. And when she noticed that they made a mistake, or that the team that she was with switched up, she had enough integrity to stand up against them. And that's really something that's really, really difficult.
Very honorable.
That's really difficult for a lot of people to do, because if you're with your team and you guys are winning, for you to identify that you guys are fucking up, that you're not doing the best for society, And then for you, not everybody's willing to do that, but I think more and more of us have to do that. We have to regulate. We have to have the integrity to regulate our own people. And that's how we could, move forward and have a better life. And I think it's definitely possible. It's not a dream. It's just as long as everybody puts in, we could do it. And I don't know, like one of the things that I try to push with Esquina De Abuela is that in the 80s and 90s, Miami, we were the bad boys. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't fuck with us. Anywhere in the nation you went, you say you were from Miami, and there was always this little respect or fear. And now, at least through Esquina De Abuela and other people that I see too, a lot of people in Miami have switched up their ways. And, I don't want people to get it twisted. Don't fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? But we're trying to push good Miami. We're trying to push, family, values. Like, we're trying to push good things, community, unity for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, one love, one race. But don't mess with us. So I think that's really, the vibe that we try to push. Like, we're good, but we're not pushovers. So I think that's a better Miami.
I feel you on that 100%. And when you think about it, Miami's always had that chip on their shoulder, right? And we want to play in the same sandbox as everyone else. Just know that there's lines drawn in that sandbox.
Don't get it twisted, right?
Don't get it twisted. That's funny, man. How do you feel about all this crypto stuff that's been happening?
Yeah, crypto.
I know that we worked on an NFT or two. We've been working in the digital space. Tell me a little bit about how that has added and contributed to Esquina De Abuela.
Wow, crypto. So yes, 2019. This gentleman by the name of Art, he tokenized the Allapattah wall in the front. It's like the Inca warrior. He tokenized that, which is what we call now NFTs, non-fungible token. But it was ahead of its time. So when they launched it 2020, it didn't do anything, and I was actually upset at them. And I'm like, man, you guys wasted my time.
They weren't ready.
But it was like we weren't ready. And then the shutdown happened, and then people started getting into it, and then,
Shut down for COVID, by the way.
Yeah, COVID, that shut down. Then they started to reach out, and they're like, oh, see, we were ahead of our time. Like, let's relaunch. And then 2021, we relaunched again. But it's difficult. It's difficult to sell, an NFT that's worth 300 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That fluctuate any from 20 to 60 million. So if that sells, trust me, you'll know. All of Miami will know. So I'm going to go ahead and say here, I think this will be the first time I publicly say it. I've talked to individuals, but the goal with selling that NFT to...
Well, let's give it a second.
This is a commercial break.
Intermission.
Brought to you by whichever airline.
Delta Airlines. We have to look up, see what the plane is.
Yeah, fact. Hey, but this is what happens when you record on location, right?
Yeah. Live. We outside.
Remote
Just in case you thought we wasn't outside, we outside.
I bet. So
if that NFT sells, which is the first one that, was done, the first graffiti NFT ever, right? The price on that one's pretty high, but for somebody to purchase it that has billions of dollars, with the intentions of buying into the community, being part of what we're doing, putting their logo on our roof for the airplanes to see, I think knowing that they're gonna touch 100 people from Miami, plus continue to develop the space and be part of the community that we've built here for the past 6-7 years, I think then it does have a probability. And the two people I have in mind is the guy from FTX and then the twins from Gemini. Just in case anybody knows them, let them know.
So anyone listening to this podcast,
send them
if
this
you know
way.
the owner of the FTX crypto,
Make it happen.
The Gemini twins, let them listen to this. Show them Esquina De Abuela. Let's make this happen.
I've always heard great things about these guys. They actually care about community, so that's why they're on the list. You know,
think they would be the appropriate people.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one of the items you have. That's one of the things you have planned for Esquina, like to be able to help 100 artists with $10,000 each.
Yeah.
if that happens.
When that happens. And then moving forward, then all of a sudden, we fell into COVID. We got into survival mode. We lost 97% of our income. Imagine April 2020. The only revenue that came in was $500.
Yeah.
And this is a big operation,
Yeah.
But luckily, we got through it. We survived. We're still here. Unfortunately, there's a lot of other businesses that didn't make it through. There's a lot of people that didn't make it through. So we're just happy that we're still here, that we're still grinding. Moving forward from COVID, the COVID is a whole conversation on its own, but it's going to the crypto. By the following year, 2021, we touched back on the NFT things. It didn't work out. And then I would say all of 2021 for me was a struggle, trying to find people that I could trust to help me with NFT. That's one of the biggest problems with this NFT game or this crypto world. It's that you have people that have knowledge.
Scammers.
Rug pulls.
Yeah, and they they have a little bit more intelligence, or they have a little bit more knowledge, or whatever it is, and then they come here, and they come here and they try to, take us as fools, and
we told you.
I done told you
not to mess with us. I think last year, June 7th, there was somebody that was supposed to help me do an NFT drop. That didn't happen. After wasting 3 months of my time. But I took my time. And then I think at one of the events we had here, I met this young man named Cameron. Cameron is a local from Miami. I met him. He told me he was from Miami. He asked me what I wanted to do. I named 5 things I wanted to do. He's like, okay, how do you want to start? I go, I want to educate my community. There's simple things like just setting up a wallet that I don't know how to do. So, and a lot of members in my community don't know how to do. So let's start off with the basics. And he showed up on July 9th, 2021. And he gave his first class right off his computer. When he showed up, he's like, where's the projector? I'm like, what projector? He's like, where's the screen? What screen?
I got a wall.
Gorilla style.
Shit.
So straight out of his computer, he showed up. He gave the class. He showed up again. I
remember you guys were having a lot of those events here.
We were having a lot of those events, teaching our community. And there's a lot of people right now doing well in the crypto space. And they learned about Near. Because Cameron runs he's part of something called Near Protocol, which is a blockchain. It has its own coin, its own NFTs, its own DeFi, decentralized finance, DAO, decentralized autonomous organization.
Let me tell you, those terms have been flying around through 2021.
And they're not for everybody.
Non-stop. It's definitely not for everybody, man. But it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
It's the future.
It's here.
It's not going away.
I'm glad, I think it's crazy that you mentioned you don't have. It's tough to trust people in that realm because it's so new, and it's like Miami and healthcare. When you think about it, remember there was a time where all you heard was fraud. I know that when I've been here and I've met a few people from Near, it's been mind blowing because those guys know what they're doing, and a lot of people that came to these events, that have been to your events, started their own events, their own crypto events after. And I mean, it's just great to see how, low-key behind the scenes, Esquina's been there and is there. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, what do you see as some of the future events that should be showing up here? What are some of the events that should be coming back around because we've really moved away from COVID?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things. I mean, it's a cultural center. We love all of the arts. The arts it's a way of expressing yourself, and that's something that humans need, for us to really express ourselves or to enjoy somebody else expressing themselves. We've had theater classes here before. We would love to have those. Comedy classes. It's good to laugh. Yeah, I mean, self-defense classes would be great for the ladies. You know, I would love to have tough conversations about subjects that are meaningful to society. You know, it's not only fun and games, but actually also get the community here to speak about tough conversations that need to be spoken about. They need to be had. So,
oh my God.
Music. We need more music.
So you're saying tough conversations that need to be had?
Yeah, tough conversations that need to be had. About race, about immigration, about like I'd love to invite some of Trump supporter, Biden supporters.
Financial literacy.
Yeah, financial literacy. This whole crypto thing, it's not going away. We need to continue to educate us on it. And here we don't educate you on buy high, buy low, sell high. We're really trying to teach you the fundamentals of blockchain technology and all of the different things that spawn out of that, for you to understand it before you invest in it, for you to see how an NFT can help you sell your artwork, how an NFT can help you sell photography. Anything you do, you can make it into an NFT, and it's an additional way of getting out there. And even if it's not a huge profit, if you start doing it, it's like sharpening the knife. You get better and better at it. And as the technology continues to progress and as it becomes more and more mass adaptation, then you're at the forefront. You're there. You've been doing it for 6 months, a year, 2 years. Now you are an expert in your own right.
It's, again, Esquina De Abuela is in the background. In the forefront of things. Let me show you. Let me explain why. I don't know if you know this.
I know everything.
I know everything.
Women's intuition.
The first car to be sold in crypto is here. Tell us about that, Fabian.
Yeah, the same gentleman that did the graffiti NFT back in 2019. A friend of his crashed his car. And I think the insurance company was going to give him, chump change for it. And he's like, no, I want it. He purchased it. And he's like, I can't believe this guy was about to give up this car. This car has history. It was the first car. It's a 2011 Toyota Prius that he purchased, I think, in 2013 for 1,000 Bitcoin. 1,000 Bitcoin. So we're talking about right now, that's like $25 million for that car.
Crashed.
It
wasn't when it was working.
It wasn't crashed back then. It got crashed now. And actually, right after the Bitcoin conference in April, everybody kind of came over. A nice group of people came over, and they were auctioning this car.
They have the car here, right?
Yeah, the car's here. But that day they were auctioning it here. It was a car that I think he bought for $3,000, and he auctioned it for over $100,000. A 2011 crashed Prius sold for over $100,000.
Look at that, she does know everything.
Yeah.
You see, I told you.
And then the guy that purchased it, pulled up in his McLaren, and for him I think it was a flex. I mean, he just
to say he did it.
Yeah, he did it. He owns it. He has it. I'm sure it would probably auction off again at some point, and I could see it in the future being at a museum,
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, if we talk about Bitcoin 5 years ago and you see it now, I don't think a lot of people imagine they would have the power it has now,
Fact.
And yes, it still might be volatile, but it's just adjusting. It's just adjusting to where it needs to be, but it's the future. It's technology. Like when the internet first came out, whether you liked it or not, doesn't really matter. It still happened.
Yeah.
And right now with cryptocurrencies, I mean, at the end of the day, 90% of the money we touch is already electronic.
Fact.
So this is like inevitable. This is just
the way.
This is inevitable.
So where do you see Esquina De Abuela in the next few years? Tell me what's going on with your plans for Esquina De Abuela in the future and how everyone can help achieve those goals.
Yeah. Esquina De Abuela in the future. I moved here 7 years ago. I incorporated 6 years ago. Started to bring the graffiti writers 6 years ago. Started to do events 4.5 years ago. Music video about 4 years ago. The whole crypto thing about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. We've continued to evolve. Being involved with elementary schools 3 years ago. We've done 41 murals in 3 schools, 2 elementary schools, Comstock Elementary, Maya Angelou Elementary, and Charles Drew K through 8. So these are all, some of the things that we've done. Unfortunately, COVID did put a denture into my pockets. And to stay alive, I had to use all of my credit cards, all of my funds, anything I had just to stay alive. And here we are. We're still alive. We're still creating a lot of things. But it has been difficult. It has not been easy. I've lost a lot of personal things, relationships with friends, with my girlfriend of many years. A lot of things have been lost to keep this dream alive throughout COVID. And after over a year of having people tell me to open a GoFundMe account, I finally did it. It took me a long time because to me, I felt like a failure. Why isn't I wasn't able to do this on my own without having to ask for help? But, I think you can speak to a lot of people and I've helped out a lot of people, without thinking about money. I've turned down a lot of events to do what I thought was right. And I don't regret any of it. But now we are at crossroads where I've had a lot of people try to purchase the property from me, and I've turned them down. But we do need a little bit of help. I'm in the midst of doing a 501(c) to get funding that way. We're in the midst of doing some things with NFTs to get funding that way. But
I'm sorry. How could people help?
Well, there's the GoFundMe account.
And where can you find the GoFundMe?
If you go to Esquina De Abuela on Instagram,
and where can you
right
find
there
the
in the
GoFundMe?
bio, the GoFundMe is there. Whether somebody can donate 5, 10, 20, whatever is within your means, will be greatly appreciated. If for whatever reason times are tough and you can't, there's another button right under the donate that says share. Think of friends of yours that are not struggling or not going through some difficult time, and see if they want to donate. Maybe send it out to 8 other friends. And another simple way that doesn't cost any money is if you go to Google Maps and you look up Esquina De Abuela, there is a place where you can review it as a business. And if you have something, if you've been here before,
yeah.
And everyone Googles everything.
Yeah, if you've been here before, you've had a good experience here. We value your comments on the Google Maps. The other day, I got, I think, the best, most amazing review from this young lady, Chantel Rodriguez. She is the creative director from Super Blue.
Previously, yeah. That place looks amazing.
Yeah, that place, it's right here in Allapattah, it's like when they first were going to open up Super Blue, I guess she went to a meeting and they spoke to her about me. She said she wanted to get more involved with community. Somebody spoke to her about me and she reached out. She came to Esquina. She saw what Esquina was about. She's like, I'm down to help. That was right before COVID. And then when COVID happened, I had to go pass out some food at Comstock Elementary. And I told her about it and she showed up. So that was really my first step, knowing that she was a creative director at Goldman Global Arts, and she was coming from Wynwood. I wasn't too sure, how was she really about community, or was it just PR? But she actually showed up. She helped out, and she reaches out from time to time, so I could bring kids from the neighborhood over there. So big ups to her, and Super Blue's a great place to go visit. So, but okay, back to the review. The review she wrote, I mean, man, that's like poetry. I swear to God, I'm going to put it on the wall somewhere. And she said, if Esquina De Abuela was a body, I'm sorry, rewind. if Allapattah was a body, Esquina De Abuela would be the heart.
That's beautiful.
And that we need more places like Esquina De Abuela and more people like the founder, Fabian. So for her to put that there, I mean, that Allapattah being the body, Esquina the heart, like, wow. That's beautiful.
It's poetic. You definitely need to hang that on the wall somewhere.
Yeah, I got to put that on the wall somewhere.
So shout out to her if she's listening.
Shout out to Chantel Rodriguez. Thank you for that beautiful
We got to bring her on the show.
Chantel.
Yeah, most definitely.
Definitely. We're going to reach out to her.
Yes. And like that. I mean, and right now I also have a connection with El Espacio 23, which is the private collection of George Perez. It's the PAM Museum, Perez Art Miami Museum. His first art resident came here as well. He loved the space. He kept on looking at something. I'm like, asked him about it, and I gave it to him. And he actually made an art piece out of it. So there's an art piece hanging right now at El Espacio 23, which is George Perez's private gallery 5 blocks away. And it's amazing to have this artwork that has my name on it, my grandmother's name on it, Esquina De Abuela, the address, and just speaking about the property. So that's an amazing thing as well. And then the other art institute that we have here in Allapattah is the Rubel family. And back in 2019, I was featured along with them on the New Times Art Basel edition. So wow, look at all it's just so much has happened. Yeah. And just what is it? Just last week, I actually the city of Dade County gave a proclamation saying that hip hop now is official not only the day but the month. The month of August will be, Hip Hop Appreciation Month. So I went to just to show support, and to my surprise, they also gave me a certificate, or not me, Esquina De Abuela, for our contributions to the hip hop culture.
Nice.
And that for me, well, what a great honor, because growing up with hip hop and just seeing all these cats for years, like Serum and so many people doing amazing things for Miami, and now to be included with all these greats, Hakeem Green was there, DJ Raw was there,
DJ Raw. Shout out
Destiny,
to Raw.
Temple
Shout
of
out
Hip Hop,
Path.
it was just amazing all the things that we've been able to accomplish with this this property that nobody wanted.
So how did this idea come to mind, man? Like what was that spark that made you say, man, I'm gonna turn this property? It just, for those that, we don't have video of this out anyways, but this property is huge, right? And that's why it's so weird to have this here in Miami, in Allapattah, especially because there aren't many properties like this that you could walk into and have eye candy everywhere your eyes go. So with that said, what was that spark? What was that moment that you were like, man, you know what? I'm going to fill up every wall up here with art and make this an event space?
I mean, it was not a master plan. When I first got the property, I think it was my family was selling it, and I think it was undervalued. So from a business perspective, which is, at the moment I was doing commercial real estate, I saw it as an opportunity to buy the property, fix it up, and make a profit, That was really the initial goal. But as I was here cleaning, and then I brought the first graffiti artist, and then I commissioned the first wall for my grandmother, then it was a wrap.
Nice.
Also,
the first wall, that wall outside?
No, that's the first wall right there. A Costa Rican artist from Key Biscayne.
Okay.
But then the piece of my grandmother, that was the first one that I commissioned from Claudia La Bianca, which was like a Cuban dollar bill, but with my grandmother in the middle with 2 guns in the air.
Nice.
Once I put that one with the Cuban flag and then a couple of more, it just... Then Rudy came over, and Bino and Freaky and Amos. It just started.
The culture built.
Yeah, the culture started building, and then all of a sudden I started running out of money, and what am I gonna do? I started to do events,
Like it just kept going.
I needed money, so I started doing events. I'm like, oh shit, this is not enough. What am I gonna do? Oh, you know what? Somebody talked to me about Airbnb. Let me start doing Airbnb. I did that for a while, like for 9 months.
Yeah.
240 reservations of artists. Not only artists, just people in general from around the world. I had people from Russia, from South Korea, from Africa, from Guinea,
Every time I come
Argentina.
here, there's someone here from somewhere else in the world,
Yeah,
either
man.
Switzerland or Argentina
Absolutely.
or something.
Yeah, it's amazing that this become like a cultural hub and just an international hub. There's people from all over the world that now know about this place.
Egypt.
Egypt. Yeah. Oh, it's a doctor, right? The doctor
Yeah,
from Egypt.
doctor or
Fact.
something. Yeah.
Fact. I mean, thinking about the past, the culture that you have here, and talking a little bit about the future, you got to acknowledge that you're taking steps in the digital world that no one's taking so far. So by saying that, I noticed that you had posted in previous conversations about creating a virtual reality type of graphic designer. What is it that you mapped it? You did
Yeah.
a virtual reality mapping of the
Right.
of the property?
Yeah. About 4 years ago, I met somebody that was doing this, and I wanted to do it, but it never came to fruition. So I
Laser
met.
tag?
It's something called Matterporter, where it's a camera that's put in different positions around the property. It does a 360 scan, and then it stitches all of these together. So now somebody put the camera in 250 locations around Esquina De Abuela. That's all stitched up now. Now we're adding the names of all the different artists. So imagine being able to put on Oculus or just even from your phone and be able to walk all around Esquina and be able to touch on any of the graffiti walls and be able to get the information on each of the artists.
That's amazing.
That's wonderful.
That's just mind blowing. That's just taking Esquina De Abuela to the next level. And that's not completely done as far as there's things that still need to be done, but it's already
On track.
it's already on track. It's already on more than 75% ready. So we're looking forward to launch that before the year's over. So it's just dope to have a place that's kind of it feels like you're in any of our countries. We could be in Haiti, we could be in Santo Domingo, we could be in Nicaragua, we could be in Puerto Rico, we could be in Cuba, we could be in any of our countries. Sometimes that's the feeling people get from Esquina De Abuela, but at the same time we're innovative. So it's like you're stepping into we don't have TVs here.
Funny enough, there are no TVs around here.
The thing is, there's so much to do here that when you're here, you're live.
Yeah.
You're
You're
very
living.
present in the moment.
You need to be present. You need to talk to people. You need to take pictures. You need to take videos. You just need to be present in the moment. And a TV, do that when you get home.
Fact.
Even though it feels like you're home when you're here.
I'm saying though.
Right.
Get it.
You're just missing a kitchen, bro. Like a public kitchen.
Oh, there it is.
I'm saying, yeah, but I mean, like,
We need a chef cooking it up.
Oh, now we're talking.
Yeah.
That's what we're missing.
chef it up in there.
Yeah, right now this is summertime. We know, the Miami Heat's not for everybody. So right now we're doing a couple events here and there, but right now it's really like working on the back end stuff. The longevity. Like we want to be here for the future. We're already planning to do things for our Basel. We're already planning on. So the goal of Esquina De Abuela is once Esquina De Abuela is where it needs to be, which we're on the final leg of that. Then looking forward, it's putting this blueprint together and then taking it to Peru, to my homie El Salsa in El Callao. Boom, Esquina De Abuela, El Callao
Is
in
that
Peru.
somebody who's done work here?
Yeah, El Salsa is somebody that back when DJ EFN, Mike
Boris.
Garcia, they had
Shout out to Crazy Hood.
Crazy Hood Productions. When they did this legendary thing called the Coming Home series, the first one was Cuba. The second one was Peru. So when they went to Peru, to El Callao is a little bit hood, so you can't just show up there. So Miami guys with cameras, you'll get jacked. So through El Salsa, he's the one that gave them the pass and protected them to be able to
Roam
do
around the
to roam
city
around
and do their-
El Callao, right? So years later, he's able to come to the U.S. and we connect, and then COVID happened and he couldn't go back home. So he was here, and in the time he was here, we were housing him as a gift. The RV that's up front, he did a beautiful image of my grandmother and Camilo Cienfuego, Soy la Guerra and Camilo Cienfuego, and then in the background, the streets are of El Callao. So he mixed Cuba
All the cultures
with Peru
and all
together.
the stories together.
Yo, It is really dope. It's that piece.
Airbrush.
There's not much I can't really paint the picture because it wouldn't do it justice. But it's what I like about it. It's kind of like black and grayish.
Yeah, it's like a black and white. Yeah.
Like black and white, a lot of grays. It's really dope. Like shout out to him for doing that, man. Because that piece on that RV is amazing.
Not much color, but very impactful. So
Yeah.
come to
Absolutely.
Esquina De Abuela and see it for
I'm
yourself.
saying though. Oh man, that is great, man.
Can you tell us where they can find you on all social media platforms? What's the address of the property? Do people need a special invitation, or can people just walk in and show up? Tell me how to go about that.
Well, right now, we take a lot of time. If you want to just show up, be careful. I might have you pick up a broom. I might have you, pick up a brush. So be careful.
Pick up a spray can.
Yeah.
Listen, we need to buff this.
No, I mean creatives when they reach out to me, they're like, "Yo, can I come over?" And whether it's do a TikTok or they're gonna paint something, Serum from time to time comes here to do some of his pieces, or you just wanna practice one of your skills, like we're pretty open to it. Moving forward, we're planning on having some type of membership as well. All of this is in the works. That's what the summertime is about. The summertime is about saying, okay, what we've done up to now has been beautiful, but it's not sustainable. Mm-hmm. For this to be sustainable, we need to, switch some things up, and that's really what we're in the midst of right now. So for right now, if you want to reach out to us, there's Esquina De Abuela on IG, at Esquina De Abuela on Twitter, or Esquina De Abuela. .com. And so those are three of the mediums that you could read more about us or see more about what we've done. And then through any of the social medias, like you could just DM me. I actually still run the account myself.
Gotcha.
And I am getting the 501(c) or something for what's it called, social club. And what do these things allow? It allows us to get donations. Bigger donations from the George Perez Foundation, from the Knight Foundation, from the Miami Foundation. So I think that's another thing that we need to do. So we can imagine being able to hire artists to have them here, and to have ongoing programs, and then we have organizations like Motivational Edge here in Allapattah. They've been doing an amazing job with the kids for the past 14 years.
Wow.
They really love what we're doing, and now we're in the talks of doing something for Art Basel. Nice. This is something we wanted to do last year. We didn't get to do it, but we're planning to get it done this year. So imagine Kids Basel, So imagine having all these young kids do all their art stuff, and then having them exhibit it, and then bringing the kids and their friends and their parents.
Creative and great space.
Yeah, absolutely. That's such a great idea.
Yeah. So we tried to do that last year. Sometimes we fall short, but the good thing is we continue to come back.
Keep going.
Come back.
I mean, that's the most important part about Miami life in general. You know what I mean? Because there are a lot of, everyone has an idea. Not everyone brings it from idea to
Not
execution.
everybody has a good idea.
It's facts, bro. Yes, bro. Yes. Facts. Not everyone has good ideas.
But, however.
And then even look, you can have an idea, right? Boom. We all smoke. We smoke. Boom. An idea. You know what I'm saying? All these great ideas. Now the next step is starting. Taking that first step towards that thing. And then it's the continuation.
That execution, man.
Yeah.
It's that execution
with persistence.
Action.
And persistent. And knowing that if things fail, don't fold, okay? Let me reinvent myself. Like Esquina De Abuela has reinvented itself so many times, not because, because of necessity. We need to come up with something different. We need to try to do something different. And we just keep on, and I remember years ago, I told somebody that Esquina De Abuela is a cultural center. He's like, this is not a cultural center. I'm like, well, it might not be to you, but, that's the direction we're going in. Mm-hmm. And now it's a lot harder for you to deny that it's a cultural center. Facts. Maybe back then we were just starting and we were just very green, And now we're still not where we want to be, but we're a lot closer, and we get
Well, you're
accolades.
constantly improving and constantly changing and constantly growing and evolving. So many good things.
Yeah, man, that's the goal. Like, that's how you get ahead. You keep going. You don't stop, which is dope.
And then all the people that have come through, there's been so many young people that were going through some type of difficulty that at some point people just point them in our direction. Oh, you're having problems? They point them over here to Grandpa Esquina De Abuela.
They send them.
They send them to
Uncle
Grandma's
Fabe.
house. They're like, oh, you're having issues? Go to Grandma's house, you know? And then they send people over here. And, you know, and I've had a lot of people that sometimes come and leave better. And I've had some that identify that we were part of their transformation, and that really means a lot. When I have some of these young people tell me, hey, thank you, because somehow you housed me for 3 months, or you helped me with this, or you helped me with that. Any of these different things that we were able to do made that person's life a little bit better, and got them in the right direction. Whether it's, you know, whether it's having the piece of Esquina De Abuela, whether it's an advice I gave them, or tough love I gave them, or somebody else they met, somehow something happened here that made them go in the right direction, and they were happy, you know. So whenever I get those people calling me and telling me thank you, which I've had a lot of those come through, that's priceless.
It's very fulfilling.
That's
Knowing-
amazing. Yeah, in fact, it's that fulfillment through that.
Yeah. I have a young man right now that right before COVID, you know, I had to give him a little bit of tough love. You know, we stopped talking, we kind of lost track. We had, I guess, a small falling out. But then later on, I saw, you know, what he was doing. He was doing these amazing things. Like, he's right now somewhere in Europe learning how to be a chef, a badass chef. So, you know, I reached out to him and told him how proud I was of the improvements he made. And I really didn't expect him to, like, you know, maybe he's going to reply, maybe he's not. But regardless, I'm going to let him know that, you know, I was genuinely happy for him. And he wrote back and he thanked me, and he says that when he was in Esquina, I'm the one that put the chef thing on him for the first time, and it just did something to his brain where it changed. And then that tough love I gave him at the end was exactly what he needed to kick him in the butt a little bit and just put him in the right track. And now he's in Europe learning to be a top chef.
That is what's up.
And that was, like, you know, incredible. Something as small as just putting that thing on him did something to his brain. And
Sometimes we don't realize the impact that you can make on someone with a simple conversation or just something that you share with them. So that's real cool.
I had another young lady that she came here for, you know, and she's like, oh, I want to take you to lunch. And I'm like, okay, cool. Why? And she's like, oh, you helped, you know, you helped me. And she's like, you know, when you let me live here, and I honestly didn't even remember. And I'm like, okay, you were here for a weekend or a week? She's like, no, I was here for 3 months. And I'm like, oh, shit, okay. It's just
Bad
so
memory,
much.
bad memory.
No, it's just really the last 2 years, so much has happened that sometimes you just like, I just do good things. I don't have a tally. Okay, I took, you know,
Yeah, I did
I
this
hooked
for
you
this
up.
person.
I don't have a tally, so I really honestly forget.
It's gonna be time.
I remember you.
I'm gonna have to collect on this goodwill.
Yeah. So the fact that she came back and she says, no, at the time I was like, she was kind of, I guess, homeless, and she came here. She was able for 3 months to, you know, get her stuff back together. She's like, the reason she came, she's like, now I have an apartment. Now I have a car. Now I got my son back. So it was like, wow, like, you know, for her to say that I had something to do with her, you know, she's like, it's taken me
That
2 years to
progress.
be here, but now I have
I'm here.
a home again. I have a car, and I have my, you know, my
Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
So that was amazing. Those are the stories that really touched me. And then I just allow her to drive me in her car and
Uh-huh.
invite me to lunch.
Nice.
You know, so that was, you know, those are like the little cool moments that happen that not everybody gets to hear about, because I'm not gonna put it on IG, you know. But
I mean, that's really humble though. Like, it's the little things that count. You know what I mean? That's dope. That's really dope. What advice would you have to someone that has that same spark?
oh man, definitely take it. Definitely move forward with it. Try to speak to the people in your circle. Let them know what the dream is. See who's on board, who wants to help you out, who doesn't. But don't lose motivation, or don't lose interest, or don't give up just because nobody sees your dream. Let everybody know to see who's on board, who's not. Some of the crazy ones might want to be on board.
Excuse the French, but fuck them, right?
Fuck 'em. And
Fact.
And yeah, man, sometimes it's a lonely road. Like a lot of people see me here. There's always people here. I'm constantly doing things, but then there's other moments that there's nobody around, and everybody or they think I'm busy, or they're busy, or it gets lonely sometimes, and that's when it gets hard. That's when sometimes you want to give up, and but if you feel really passionate. Yeah, if you really feel passionate about it, just go forward, go, give it your all. Don't give up. Whenever it gets lonely, wait. Sometimes God takes people, or the universe takes people away from you because you're blocking your blessings.
That's deep.
So yes, all of a sudden you feel all alone, and you're like, oh man, I'm all alone. And like, man, they just, the universe just took care of things for you.
The universe always got you.
Yeah, the universe just took care of you. They just took out whoever was around you that wasn't, and now you get to really have time to meditate or focus. What went wrong, what went right, what things need to be changed. Yeah, reflect and see what changes need to be made. And remember that the universe knows what you're doing. So if you fucking up, the universe is going to... If you're fucking up and then things are not going your way, you're like, oh, why aren't things going my way? Oh, remember that thing you did that you thought nobody saw? Yeah, the universe saw. So, do things with integrity, do things with passion. Don't try to dick anybody over. Do clean business. Think of yourself, but think of others. It's just in...
General principles and ethics, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, they're general to us, but it's not general to everybody. People people don't understand some of these things that we call simple. People forget about. And if you're just greedy and you just think about yourself and things don't go right, that's probably and also don't beat yourself up. If you fucked up, don't beat yourself up. Reflect, understand what you did,
and do better.
Don't get weighed by, oh, last year I did this, 5 years ago I did that. No, whatever mistakes you made,
let it go.
Correct them, let them go. Let it go. I'm hanging out with a baby now, so I got the Frozen song in my head.
But it's sound advice, man. That's sound advice. It's the fact is that if you're trying to do things, you're gonna fail at some point. Just don't let it weigh you down. I get what you're saying. I'm with you. Definitely with you, 100%.
Do you have any shout outs or anybody you want to say anything to that might be listening?
Too much. Shout out to Abuela up in the sky.
R.I.P.
She's there. Rest in peace. I mean, it's just, I feel like it's too many people to name right now. I'm just everybody. Anybody that has come to Esquina De Abuela and contributed in any way. If you picked up a brush, a broom, if you painted on the walls, if you had an event, if you vended here, if you came here, if you donated, thank you. If you shared our stories, thank you. Anybody that has been part of this dream, become reality, thank you. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Understand that this is, greater than myself. This is greater than my grandmother. My grandmother is used as an example for strong women, for integrity. That's why I see her.
Utilized.
Idolized.
She's
like her image and her story is used as an example.
Yes.
As an example, 20th century male toxic energy, Che Guevara. 21st century women nurturing integrity. That's Abuela. Soy la guerra, soy la caridad.
And more so, she was a revolutionary and anti-revolutionary. Like she picked up, she caused more damage than most people do in their rhymes.
Yeah. She
Do
had
you
that.
rap?
Abuela, do you rap?
Fabian does not rap. It's not fake the funk.
Yo,
What,
Fabian
not
just
good.
bust out at it anywhere. Starts rapping and shit.
Okay, you ready?
Starts dropping bars.
Dentro la escuela, tú puedes. That's an
I was
old.
like, oh.
No, that's an old rhyme from Puerto Rico, but I'll switch it up to the abuela edition. Dentro la esquina tú puedes encontrar tu futuro, tu mañana si te pones a josear. Piénsalo 2 veces, no cometes el error. Si te metes con la esquina de abuela será mucho peor. No será nadie en el futuro que te espera solo porque tú te metiste con la abuela.
Eso. And they said he
What's
couldn't
up?
rap.
What?
And he said he couldn't rap. Look at him.
I learned that when I was like 13, 14.
Man, let me tell you, that was dope. That was good stuff. I really didn't expect him to start rapping.
Me either.
at all. But yeah, man. So Fabian, just to bring it back to how can people get in contact with you if they just want to check out the spot, they could reach you at Instagram.
Yeah, I think Instagram is the best way. You send me a DM that you're interested in coming, and we could. I'm figuring out what days are great to get people to come and give actual tours.
Yeah.
If somebody else wants to come to talk about some type of collab, something creative, something for the community, reach out as well. Just be patient. Sometimes it takes me a little bit longer to reach back because I am the one actually writing back to people.
And if not, hit us up and we'll make it happen.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. Reach out to us, 305 Radio. You know, but we'll make it happen, man. Either way, we'll definitely. We've been here a bunch of times. We're definitely glad and grateful that we could do this interview here at this property. If you have any questions about Esquina De Abuela, you can go ahead to Instagram at Esquina De Abuela, and also you could go to the website esquinadeabuela.com. You just stay tuned. Keep an eye out on him. He's got a virtual VR tour of the property coming up, events coming in and out, his own crypto. He's got NFTs. He's got, man, the man's everywhere, bro.
Trying.
Trying and succeeding. That's a beautiful thing. But, man, thank you. Definitely, we got to say thank you for coming back to the show, being part of 305 Radio again.
Thank you for taking us out of the studio and bringing us to Esquina De Abuela.
Yepa. That's
The first of many.
Yeah. We'll be here with a few other artists. We're going to take advantage of that. Man, we're posted in the crossroads, where everyone passes and travels through.
In the portal of Allapattah.
The portal. We are in the heart
The heart
of
portal
Allapattah.
of
Yes, sir.
The heart of Allapattah, the heart of Miami. If you think about it, I really do consider Allapattah the heart of Miami. If you think about it, Jackson, which is the biggest hospital, is in Allapattah. And the Miami River, which is the artery, the biggest vein, also crosses through Miami. And then the Miami produce gets all sent out from Allapattah. too, so.
That is crazy. That is
Magical.
another way of describing magic.
The Magic City, right here in Allapattah, Esquina De Abuela. Oh, by the way, you need to come check out my shitty garden.
Oh my God! So a shitty garden, right?
I was
Let me
about to
go
get
ahead
this
and just right. Dre's grabbing the mic as if it's a camera. Like, look at this, guys. No, so in the back of the property, in the backyard, you just picture 2 rows of toilets, empty toilets, clean toilets.
Over 50 toilets.
Over 50 toilets. Let's say 25 down and then 25 facing those 25, right? And in each toilet, there's a different type of plant. You have, I know you have some cherry
Some
blossom.
aloe over there.
Everglade tomatoes, basil,
I see aguacate,
rosemary,
a baby
snake,
aguacate, aloe.
African sage, Cuban oregano,
Yo, homie,
papaya,
this is the craziest thing.
chives, aloe.
Look at that.
We
Chives,
got
aloe,
bananas.
papaya, banana. Yeah, there's banana trees.
Yeah.
There's
Everything.
There's a little bit of everything, man. You would not expect none of this.
Yeah.
Just like Abuela's house, right?
You know what I'm saying? You go to Abuela's house. Ay, niño, te voy a dar comida. There's a shitty garden in the back.
Yeah. And the
Go
shitty garden.
Go play in the shitty garden.
And the shitty garden, right? The story behind the shitty garden, especially for for young adults or us grown folk. People could shit on you. These toilets got shitted on all their life. So people could shit on you at work. People could shit on you in traffic. An ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend. In school, people are just shitty. And, they get shit on. Now, it's up to you what to do with that shit. You can stay in the shit, or you can turn to
Use
fertilizer.
it as fertilizer and
There you
grow.
go.
So look at these toilets. Who would have thought after being shitted on so many times they would be here at Esquina De Abuela growing these beautiful plants?
Fact, bro. You have mint. Different types of mint.
Mm-hmm. Basil, Thai basil.
And with that, we're gonna call it a day, bro. This has definitely been a hell of an interview. Thank you for taking the time, Fabian.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me again.
Thank you.
For those of you still listening to us at the very end of the interview of the podcast, thanks for staying in tune with the episode. Stay tuned. We have a lot more content coming. Follow us on Instagram at 305 Radio, at 305 Magazine, 305magazine.com, at 305_brownie. I got it right. At Esquina De Abuela, exactly how it sounds.
Mucho éxito. A lot of great things coming for 305 Radio and the podcast that you guys are doing. Looking forward to hearing more.
That's what's up. What would you guys say if I told you I forgot to hit record? Just kidding. Dale, stay tuned. Peace.